Well, I'm coming to you from a place that you haven't seen in a while, my home office in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm getting ready to get on a plane to go to Washington, D.C. for a series of encounters, and then on to Baltimore, Maryland, a New Life Sanctuary, where my wonderful friend, Pastor Blaine Cuban, pastors a great deliverance church. I think this is the 5th year I've been there, and it gets more exciting every time. But speaking of churches, a couple of weeks ago, I had one of those rare weekends off and got to go to church with my family. You know, Sunday morning should be a time of exhortation and information and inspiration. But for me, it was a time of frustration. I should have known better. This is one of those typical market-driven, sloganized, don't offend anyone kind of churches, so I thought I knew what I was in for. But I got excited when the pastor stood up and said he was going to teach on Ephesians chapter 6 and the armor of God. I was thinking, wow, this guy's had an epiphany of some kind, and we're going to hear a real powerful sermon on spiritual warfare. In fact, he started out by saying, spiritual warfare is real. There is a devil, and we have to fight against him. But then he laid down some ground rules. He said, in all my years of ministry, and I judge it to be about 30 years or so, he said, I've never confronted a demon. But I have, he said, confronted a satanic system. All right, I knew what I was in for. We weren't going to be talking about a real honest-to-goodness devil and demons who are out to steal, kill, and destroy. We were going to talk about a philosophical system. And then he branched off into what I would expect was some Calvinism, and he talked about the doctrine of concurrency and the difference between responsibility and election, but heavy on the election thing, that God has chosen those who will be saved. But here's the problem with that. If election is totally true in the absolute Calvinist sense, then, you know, God's not going to choose somebody with a demon. So therefore, Christians can't have demons. If you're the elect, if you're the chosen, predestined by God to be saved, no choice in it, then God does not select somebody who's full of demons. Well, I could see where this thing was going. It moved from the concrete to the abstract. No need to rebuke, resist, come against demons by the authority of Jesus Christ, because there's no existential reality of demons. It's all part of, you got it, a satanic system. It's philosophical. It's ephemeral. It's out there somewhere. Now, there are many objections to this, and I could lay them all out. And in our International School of Exorcism, I have done just that, and our students know why what this man was teaching just doesn't hold water in terms of spiritual reality. What about Jesus? He cast out demons. What about the apostles? They cast out demons. And as we teach in the School of Exorcism, what about the early church and the writings of the early church fathers? It's all about spiritual warfare and demons and the miraculous. There's such a need for our International School of Exorcism and our Advanced Academy, and for people to be taught and properly trained. But what I picked up from that Sunday sermon is you don't have to be an atheist to deny the power of Jesus Christ. You don't have to disbelieve the Bible in order to discount the reality of true demonism. What I saw was a politically correct way of approaching this by suggesting conceptually the idea of a real devil and demons playing an active role in any Christian's life to torment them is simply conceptual. It's not real. But I'm reminded what James said in the 2nd chapter, the 19th verse. The demons believe in deliverance, and they tremble at the thought. There's more than one way to deny deliverance, to deny the demonic. You don't have to be a rank unbeliever. You can be a Christian with an airtight system that says it's not about demons, it's about a demonic system. And if by faith you put on the armor of God, you're going to be okay. It's not true. Your hope is to truly put on the breastplate of righteousness, the girdle of truth, to take the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, and to take the sword of the Spirit in the name of Jesus and vanquish the forces of darkness, doing real spiritual warfare.